What is up, Tampa Bay? Good evening. I'm excited to be with you guys on another episode of Tampa Talk Tuesday. I am going solo this evening. So if we've never met before, my name is Juan Alcalá, and we talk all things Tampa Bay, what it's like to live here, what it's like to work here, what it's like to play here, the food, the dining, the outdoors, the beaches, and the sunshine. Happy to be with y'all this evening. We got some really cool stuff happening around town. After a tough couple months here in the Bay Area, we've got some really cool announcements and something that I think is going to be another frustration point if you're local. We're going to get into those. I'm really excited to share some of this stuff with you guys as we crack through the evening here. Let me know where you're watching from. If you've never been on one of these live streams with us before, I love to keep this interactive. Typically, I have my team here with me, but they are all off under other obligations right now, serving clients. So happy to connect with you guys. If you have questions about anything I bring up tonight, please feel free to put that in the chat. If you're watching this later, feel free to put that in the chat as well. Anything of interest that you think you should share out, feel free to do that also. And I'm going to get right into it because we got some really cool announcements here. I'm going to break these stories down. So I got 4 things that I really want to cover with you guys tonight. The Storyland Studios, and I'm going to bring all this stuff up so you guys can share it, has plans to create the largest sports complex in the United States, and that is coming to Tampa Bay. So that's pretty cool. We're going to talk about the Peak Surf Park, which was actually announced like almost 2 years ago during the pandemic. And they had their eye on St. Pete. That never came to fruition. They finally locked down space. That's going to be up in Pasco County. We're going to get into the details of that. We're going to talk about the Winter Village at Curtis Hickson Park because Tampa and winter aren't really something that are synonymous. So I'm going to give you guys some insights. I went down to this last year, had a blast with the family and the kids. I'm going to share some of that stuff with you guys, what's going on, schedules of events, those types of things. And then lastly, which is something that I think really is a pain in everybody's side here, it looks like the on again, off again Rays stadium deal might be falling apart again after we just got county approval. It's a hot mess, y'all. And we'll talk about why we get in the evening here. And then lastly, I'll top it off with, just some basic real estate talk, give you guys an update on what's happening here in our local real estate market. So if you are considering moving to the area, you can have all the information that you need. Excited to get into that. Also, if you get any value from today, please hit that thumbs up. It lets people know that there is some value in this video and it's worth watching. So you do that, I would be very grateful. And do not hesitate to connect. Like I said, let me know where you're watching from. If you got questions, let me know that as well. Happy to get into that. But let's get into this first story, which I think is just absolutely incredible, y'all. And let me pull this up on my screen because this is a monster going on here, and I think it's fascinating. So Storyland Studios, check this out. So this is a really cool, I saw this announcement and I was like, I need to know more because I've been to the Disney Wild World of Sports, and that's a awesome complex. They do some Pro Bowl stuff out there, and there's like all the tournaments for softball, and there's just so much stuff that happens out there, and that's in Orlando. And Orlando only being anywhere from an hour and a half to 2.5 hours away from Tampa, depending on where you live, a lot of people like to take advantage of that, but this is coming here, and I think this is really exciting. So Storyland Studios has unveiled a plan to transform nearly 800 acres in Pasco County into the nation's largest sports entertainment community named Trinity. This development aims to redefine Nort Tampa as Florida's sports coast. I love that. That's great. The envisioned project includes a mix of indoor and outdoor sports facilities, such as stadiums, arenas, and professional fields, complemented by hotels, retail centers, and other theater district, restaurants, medical centers, and residential areas. This is going to be a whole thing, y'all. Like this, I'm just getting the beginning of the details here, but this is pretty cool. Where we leave there, medical centers and residential areas got that. The development is approximately 6.5 times the size of Orlando Disney Springs. Holy cow. If this comes to fruition, that is massive, right? And we just were in Disney Springs last weekend. We took the kids down to Universal, had a great time. It was a wonderful family event, but like, can you imagine 6.5 times? If you've never been to Disney Springs, it's not small. That complex is not small, so really cool. The key features include a professional soccer stadium, which you're seeing here, an ice arena complex with 5 regulation and practice ice sheets, a 7,500 seat baseball stadium, an amateur multi-field training complex, a basketball arena, and various collegiate and amateur sports venues. Trinity. Again, that's the name of it. Additional plans encompass an outdoor adventure park for trail and off-road sports. Don't know what that means yet. We'll get into more details as that goes along. And performing arts center to host touring and regional events. I can get way more in the weeds of the group. The name of the group here is TDI for short, but it's Trinity Development Initiative, Inc. And their plans here is to support sports, arts, and health-focused lifestyle. So that's what these guys are. Their goal here, lifestyle year-round event. But man, look at 800 acres. The place is fascinating. Again, you're going to have, what was our list here? I thought it was fascinating. Professional soccer stadium. An ice arena complex with 5 regulation and practice ice sheets, 7,500 seat baseball stadium, basketball arena, and various collegiate and amateur sports too. Talking about everything in this article from volleyball courts and indoor and outdoor adventure park. And again, you can see here they've got real estate buckled up to it as well. Let me zoom in on this photo a little bit for you guys. But this is supposed to have residential as well. I don't have any more insight outside of this right now, but I wanted to get it to you guys as soon as possible because that's pretty exciting. I love hearing things like this. And I love the name Sports Coast. I think that's cool. Tampa Bay could definitely use a really nice draw that is something outside of the beaches. Look, I love our beaches. We're going to have 16.5 million visitors here. That's fantastic. But I'm all good with sucking up some of that opportunity that Disney consumes or has a monopoly on and basically just consumes as a whole. So I think that that's pretty cool. This, if it comes to fruition, right? They have plans. The developments are in the work, but until everything gets signed off, and I'll keep you guys in the loop on this because I think it's a really, really cool opportunity for the community here. In Tampa as an area. Cool. Next, and let me show you where Pasco County is for those of you that don't know. You can see here on the map. This is Tampa down at the bottom here, Tampa proper. And as you come up, you go through Wesley Chapel, Lando Lakes, where Two Rivers is going to be, Odessa, these areas here, that's all in Pasco County. So if you're not familiar with it, that's what's happening up there. We don't have our white sandy beaches over here. A lot of people see the coastline and they think that's what's going on there. That's not. There are a few beaches up here, but not the same white sandy beaches that you think of when you think of Clearwater Beach and those types of things. So just kind of give you guys a frame of reference there, get a little context on what's going on here in the greater Tampa Bay area. All right. Story number 2, which I thought was really cool, is the Peak Surf Park has finally made its announcement. Again, this story broke, I think it was 2021 or 2022 when I originally read this story off about how they were finally ready to go. But now they're in the mix here. So they've secured a location up in Pasco County at Two Rivers, the master plan community. We'll get into that. So Peak Surf Park is to become a major attraction in Pasco County, Florida, offering a blend of surf culture, entertainment, and lifestyle amenities. The park will feature the state-of-the-art lagoon powered by Surf Lakes technology, providing consistent high-quality waves suitable for all skill levels. Additional amenities include a half-mile of sandy beaches, concert and event venues, bars, restaurants, retail shops, fitness and wellness facilities, and space for education and business. Located within the 6,000-acre master plan community of Two Rivers, developed by Eisenhower Property Group, Peak Surf Park will integrate seamlessly with the existing luxury residential and commercial spaces. Two Rivers offers a private social club, pickleball and tennis courts, swimming pools, playgrounds, and an 18-hole golf course designed by David McKay, which we've covered on this live stream before. So if you guys aren't familiar with Two Rivers, it's going to be a really outstanding master plan community. Last time we were out there, Pulte was breaking ground. Homes by West Bay was about to break ground. But it's pretty exciting. The park is projected to have a significant economic impact with an estimated $1.3 billion in annual business output within the first decade. The economic impact study by Hotel and Leisure Advisor anticipates the creation of approximately 700 new jobs, which is fantastic, and nearly 150 million in combined tax revenue to the state and to the county over the next decade. Or over that decade, I'm sorry. The pre-funded construction, Tony Miller efforts, Tony Miller, the visionary behind the project, has launched the crowdfunding campaign for accredited investors with a retail investment campaign set to roll out early next year. So we'll get a chance. And this is why I included this in here in my write-up. And if you want more information on this, two things. Email me. My contact information, go right to our website. You can see it there, or go down in the description below. You'll see my email there. I'm happy to put you on an email list, and we send these out in our newsletter. So this is going to be going out for this week because I think this stuff is great. But the opportunity here to be able to jump in and get retail investment opportunity here. Now, I don't know what that looks like yet. I'm going to do some more homework on here, but it says the journey to completion will include a year of entitlements followed by 18 to 24 months of construction, aiming for a opening in late 2027. So really cool stuff happening here. Like you said, the half mile sandy beaches, the concert and event venues, bars, you got fitness, but you're going to be able to surf, right? And for those of you who aren't familiar with Tampa Bay, the Bay is not really known for its surfing. The only time you can get out there and really do any, I say meaningful surfing, but when we have meaningful enough waves to get out there with the board, it's really usually because of storms, and it's just a lot of chop. It's not necessarily rolling waves like we think of when we think of like the West Coast or even the East Coast of Florida. So having a opportunity to, go out and hang at a surf park for the day, I think this is super exciting. And this is just literally, I don't think it's 12 to 14 minutes away from Epperson Lagoon. So another place where you can go hang out and live that lagoon lifestyle, if you will. And in Epperson, we've covered that many, many times as well. Great community over there. Absolutely love it. And just to go back and give you guys some more reference in terms of where this is going to be located, head back over to the map. Oh, we lost everything. Welcome to the miracle of technology. So this is going to be located back up in Pasco County again. Let me clean this off here. Show you guys on the map specifically where Two Rivers is. Yeah, that'll work. D.R. Horton's there. And it's zoomed in all the way in, but let's get back on the map. So we're in Pasco County again, up on the northeast side of the city of Tampa here. So you come up 275, you can go out this way off of State Road 56, or you can take 75 to 301, the Morris Bridge there, and head out that way as well. Again, golf course, some of the lots around the golf course, those homes are projected to go somewhere between 2 to 5 million. So there'll be some serious luxury opportunities for people who are interested in that type of lifestyle, along with, you got the traditional builders like D.R. Horton, Lennar, and then our semi-custom Homes by West Bay, Pulte, some other builders out there. I think MI Homes is there too. We've covered this in depth before, but let me pull up some more on Two Rivers here, just speaking of, since we're down in it. And we're pre-sale. We've got clients looking in that area right now as well. Each one of these developments is kind of coming online in its own speed, but really, really nice area. Definitely worth checking out here in Eastern Pasco County. So something really nice. Cool. Next thing I want to cover with you guys, and hey, if you're getting value, hit the thumbs up button. If you got questions, please feel free to ask. Let me know where you're watching from. What is up, Kevin? Good to see you, my brother. Always great to see your smiling face, man. I appreciate you chiming in as always. And for those of you looking for those winter festivities, we got those lined up for you too, happening here in Tampa. Went down to this last year. It was the very first time I was able to experience this, but we have the Winter Village down here in right at Curtis Hickson Park. pull that up, show you where that is momentarily. But this is a really cool event that Tampa's been hosting annually. So the Winter Village is at Curtis Hickson Park, an annual downtown Tampa event, transforming the park into a festive wonderland from November 22nd through January 5th. The key attractions there are going to be ice skating. There's a 5,000 square foot outdoor ice rink, offers 90-minute sessions, including skate rentals for $17, y'all. So it's not crazy expensive. And reservations are required. So just keep that in mind. There are shops at the Winter Village. That's where I got introduced to For the Bay clothing, which I love. Shout out to For the Bay, wearing them right now. Big fan of their clothes. I don't even know how many. I have like 5 or 6 creamsicle shirts at this point and a whole bunch of other stuff. Their gear's great. And they're down in South Tampa. So if you want to go check those guys out, I'll pull them up at a different time so you can check them out. The cafe at Winter Village, which has seasonal food, and, some coffee and hot cocoa and those types of things. And I know everybody's still stuck at ice skating rink. If you're watching this and you're considering moving to the area, let me just say this. The day I went down there was probably almost 80. And there was a good 1/4 inch of water on the ice rink, and people were still skating out there, which is super funny. But we do have our cold nights, and we're about to have some cold temps here next week. And the mornings have been very brisk for the last 3 days too. So we are definitely making that seasonal shift here in Tampa Bay on weather. So it's pretty interesting. Special events include ice skating shows. The Tampa Bay Ice Show will feature performances on select nights. Which is really cool too. Let me see if you got the calendar events here. You can see, again, you need reservations for ice skating if you're going to do that down at the rink there. So just make sure you grab those as discussed. I want to make sure you guys get that. Again, you can get a nice coffee, chicken and waffles. You can see some of the villages here. And again, they've got the events going on down there, which I think is really cool too. All right, they got a silent disco Fridays. So every Friday from 6 to 9, they're doing a silent disco. There's curling down there, which is pretty funny. The kids had a blast messing around there last year. It's available Wednesday through Sunday at first come, first serve. Additional activities include the holiday trivia, the festival themed trivia nights that are scheduled on November 27th and January 1st, and theme skate nights. Each Tuesday features a different theme, such as Fa La 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 on November 26th and the Nutcracker on November 3rd. So love that. Give you guys some things to do. We'll get way deeper into the holiday stuff after Thanksgiving. I try not to go crazy. I don't want to say a curmudgeon because I don't think that's true, but my wife would definitely decorate right in the beginning of November. But I'm a holdout. This year, as you guys may or may not know, we're living in the RV in our front yard while they renovate our house because of the hurricanes. But we're going to decorate the RV. So that's going to be exciting. We got a little Lego Christmas tree because that's all you can fit in there. And we're going to go visit family for the holidays. So we're going to take off and do a little travel there. But pretty exciting. For those of you who don't know where Curtis Hickson Park is, let me show you that on the map as well. So you guys can check that out. It is right downtown Tampa, literally right on the Riverwalk, on the river itself. The tree lighting ceremony, I'm not sure when that is. We went to that last year. I'll have to check the date on that. I might have already missed it, but we'll get to it. And it's right across from the University of Tampa, which is just over the Hillsborough River here. So this is the University of Tampa. And this side's beautiful backdrop. You can see the minarets and all the things happening back there. It's pretty darn cool. And then you can just hang out on the Riverwalk all night. Let me back out of this as well, so you guys can get a sense of what's going on here, because this is something we love to do. I think we've shared this with you guys. I know I have. Kate and I will usually go, have dinner at Ulele or Steelbach, which is a steakhouse up here at Armature Works. And then we'll literally walk the entire Tampa Riverwalk down past the Strass Center, and then go all the way down to like maybe Curtis Hickson, and then turn around and come back up. It's a great post-meal walk. After you've had a really hearty steak and or just a wonderful meal, a couple cocktails, it's really nice to go just walk it off and hang out and just enjoy each other's company. And what better way to do that? They got the lights and the river and the winter festivals going on, and it's just really cool. The Winter Village is a thing, and Tampa's got a whole vibe. You get down on Water Street near the Channel District, and it's all lit up. There's a Winter Wonderland thing there. I'm going to share that with you guys too coming up. So definitely some cool stuff happening in and around town. If you're joining us late, welcome. This is Living in Tampa Live. We do this every Tuesday from 7 to 8 p.m. I'm usually here with my trusty co-host, but they're all over the area helping clients try to close up here before the end of the year, because there's still a lot happening. So pretty cool stuff happening there. All right. Now, the last story I want to share, this is one I'm not a fan of, but here we are. We're dealing with reality. All right. If you don't follow what's going on here in Tampa Bay with the Rays Stadium, this has been a hot mess. And in the middle of summer, the county approved the deal. The city approved the deal. Everybody was ready to rock and roll on the new Rays Stadium project that they had built out, and it is now falling apart again. I'll show you some renderings here in a second, but the Tampa Bay Rays are facing a critical deadline regarding their proposal on the $1.3 billion stadium in St. Petersburg in Pinellas County. Pinellas County Commission chairperson Kathleen Peters has requested that the team confirm their commitment to the project by December 1st. Now they're threatening drop dead dates here. The urgency follows a letter from the Rays on November 19th expressing their concerns over delays and escalating costs, which they believe make the 2028 opening unfeasible. The team cited postponed bond issuance by Pinellas County as a significant factor hindering process. Now, Pinellas County we got problems, right? So the Rays play in Tropicana Stadium, but you may or may not be aware, Tropicana Stadium is an absolute wreck right now because of what has happened with the hurricane. And Milton blew the lid off that place, literally. I'm trying to get the photos here. I'll pull them up in a second, guys. Bear with me. Rays Stadium. Trying to get the renderings for you guys. Bear with me. Cool. So here's some renderings of what they're trying to accomplish in the new stadium. Triangle, whole area, right? So like restaurants and bars and shopping and commercial space and residential space. So I have some condos and all that stuff down here. But there is the damage that occurred to the stadium, Rays Stadium, was like $50 million. And that has to be repaired so they can play 2 more seasons. The math just doesn't add up. So the county's like, the city's been asked to contribute to this. It's going to cost the city like $22 million for the Rays to pay there for another 2 years as they're investing into this project here. So we got problems. The Trop is in danger of just going away, and we're in danger of losing the Rays. It's really not a good scenario, y'all. So that's the best way I can put this is not looking pretty on how this is going to go down. Here's a great image right here. So this is from the city report. Tropicana can be fixed for $56 million. Y'all, they draw like virtually nobody to begin with, which this is why there's this big challenge locally about what we're going to do here. But spending $56 million to keep a ballpark that only seats somewhere, brings in about 8,000 to 10,000 people on a game, that doesn't make any sense. And the city's now going, okay, well, we have to reevaluate this. So the urgency follows the letter, like you said. In response, the chairperson Peters, this is Pinellas County again, remember that, challenged the Rays assertion, stating that the county's bond issuance, meaning the fact that they haven't sent them the money yet, deadline could extend to March 25th, and that the team should cover any additional cost arising from the delays. The county commissioner has scheduled a final decision on bond approval for December 17th. So if y'all are following this story and you want to know what's happening here with Rays Stadium, this is going to go up for final approval from the county on December 17th. All right. And the city's already asked for a letter to terminate. So we got all kinds of challenges here right now with Rays Stadium. So y'all, I don't know what the future of Rays baseball holds here in Tampa Bay, and especially in St. Petersburg. And trust you me, guys, there's a lot of people who would love to get their hands on the real estate here. I mean, if you look at that stadium and the parking lot, you can put a lot of homes and condominiums and apartments and all kinds of stuff over there. And the city is scrambling, to try to get more affordable housing. We've had lots of conversations regarding affordability in the Tampa Bay area, which is definitely a challenge, but that they would love to be able to take that and do something else with it. But also they would love to keep the Rays. Let's be honest, man, having a major league club is always a benefit to a community. Sometimes, though, it can be a challenge, and we're in the midst of that right now with what's happening with this deal. So Lord only knows what's going to happen with the stadium deal, guys. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. Okay. Last but not least for this evening, and y'all, thanks for hanging out with me solo tonight. I appreciate it. I know that I definitely am not the mod squad up here with Stacy and Marcia, but do my best, right? Do my best to keep you guys entertained and share the good stuff with you. Okay, awesome. Last tab here. I shared a little bit of this last week, but these numbers are just fascinating to me. And, it's an interesting time, and I'll get into a little bit specifics about this. Like, I don't want to get too far in the weeds, but like, we're in that seasonal slowdown where it's very normal. So the first thing I want everybody to understand is it's normal at this time of year to have a slowdown in real estate. That's not abnormal. If you look at the 5-year chart, right? You'll see it peak, valley, peak, valley, peak, valley. It does this every single year, but this is a pretty big spike on the back end of this. And I'm going to explain why this is happening. All right, so as you can see, this is the Tampa Bay housing market. This is Redfin. If you've never been to this website before, it's a great little resource. Does a pretty good job. It's not perfect, but it definitely is pretty lined up. Now, this is single family homes. This doesn't mean condos or townhomes. If we look at condos and townhomes, those in Tampa proper, this isn't the whole Tampa Bay, those are down 8.3%. But look at that. The median sales price on a condo is $532,000. That's fascinating in the city of Tampa. Single family homes, $497,000. So Tampa definitely is cranking still in terms of what it costs to live in the area there. So that's something to keep note of. Now, here's something I do want to say, like 300 homes sold in the month of October. It's down 2%. So we're still going down on the number of sales, but the prices are still going up. So just keep your eye on that. People start talking about gloom and doom and disaster with the real estate market. The data still doesn't support it. We are, however, in a buyer's market. All right. So that's something I want you to be aware of. Now, when you hear that, people are like, well, a buyer's market, prices should be going down. Yes and no. It depends on a lot of factors. It depends on how many homes are available, the condition of those homes, right? As you guys are well aware, most people do not want to take on other people's problems, especially in an environment post hurricanes and challenging insurance and things like that. So we're seeing a lot of new construction sales, and they are very aggressive. They're super competitive with each other and extremely aggressive with their pricing right now. And I'm going to show you an example of what I'm talking about right now. Let me pull you over here. Right. So this is a DR Horton email that I received today. I get about a bazillion of these from all of the builders trying to entice us to bring you guys there. Right. Which is fine. But ultimately, the client's got to make the decisions. But look at the types of things they're doing right now. This is their big push through the end of the month. Right. So what is the title here? All closing costs paid through November 30th. Okay. So they're going to pay all of your closing costs. That's, we're talking $20,000, $30,000 for some people. That's fascinating. That is a huge number on top of a 4.99% interest rate. Okay. Now, why is that important? Well, mortgage interest rates today closed out at 6.95 on a 30-year fixed loan. So 6.95 on a 30-year fixed, or you go to a builder and they're offering you 4.99%. That's almost 2 full percentage points. That is a lot on a monthly mortgage. So if we go back, let's go to the mortgage calculator and do it in real time. Pull one up on Google for you guys. Perfect. Go over to mortgage calculator in real time. Let's go based upon that. Well, we were at 500,000 for the median sales price. We are at, what was it? 497. So the median single family home in Tampa is 497. So let's go with 497 on our purchase price. Give you guys just a rundown of this real quick. All right. Love doing this in real time. $497,000 with the 20% down payment. On a 30-year fix, they're saying it's 7.3, but let's just go 7, like we got there on Mortgage News Daily. Property taxes on a $500,000 house are not going to be 62. They're going to be more like 8,500 in most of the areas in Tampa Bay, give or take. I'm giving you an estimate, but that's what I usually see. Homeowners insurance, if you buy a new construction home, will be somewhere in the $1,500 range. If you buy a resale home, it could be as much as 10 grand. So just keep that in mind. I don't sell insurance, but this is what we're seeing with our clients who are closing right now. Private mortgage insurance, if you put 20% down, there's nothing required. If you don't, it'll be required. Homeowners associations, we're usually seeing anywhere from 85 to 150. So let's just call it 110 for the sake of conversations. And I want to give you the math here. Okay. We did this in real time. So $497,000 house at a 7% interest, which is what today's prime rate is. Oh, you guys aren't seeing this. Forgive me, y'all. There we go. I ran the number. So 497. Let me zoom in for you so everybody can hopefully see this. $497,000 purchase price, which is what we got here. 20% down payment. That would be 100 grand on a 7% interest rate with $8,500 in taxes. That's basically what a $500,000 asset is going to cost. $1,500 in homeowners insurance. We're assuming you're going new. 0 private mortgage insurance because you put 20% down, and 110. That gets you to a monthly mortgage payment of about $3,500 on a $500,000 house, 497. Now, if we take that same formula and we cut 2 percentage points off of that deal. Gotta get back to that. Sorry, y'all. Let's do it in real time. We'll do it together. Let's go 5%. Because that's what we had over there. 85 taxes again. Homeowners insurance do 1,500. And then we had 110 for our home fee there, right? Yep, we're missing a number. 3 zeros. All right. That is almost a $500 swing in your payment. We were at $3,500, over $3,500 for the same house at 7%. That's a $500 swing with 2 percentage points. That is a lot. So when you see this really aggressive rates, right, and them offering to pay your closing costs, like, y'all, that's nuts when you start thinking about that. Like, so this is just an example. There are other builders doing other things like this. I'm seeing not variable, but I'm seeing 2-1 buy downs and 3-1 buy downs on your mortgage interest rates again. So like they're trying to heavily incentivize potential buyers to come ring the register, if you will, and get into that home before the end of the year. So if y'all are interested in that, reach out to me, of course. All my contact information is down below. You can see right on the screen right there. That number goes right to my phone. Also, my calendar link is down below, so you can schedule a time to connect with us, y'all. So don't hesitate to do that because there's some really, really good deals out there. And, just kind of looking at the crystal ball, if you will, what's going to happen here. I think prices are going to start to soften again before we start to ramp up. If you're not familiar here in Tampa Bay, we're about to come into season, and season is that time of year when the snowbirds and all the winter residents start arriving. And that usually happens after Thanksgiving, but it gets hot and heavy after the New Year holiday. And I was going through this with our team, and I'll share this with you guys. December is always our slowest month in terms of real estate sales and closings. January is one of our busiest because what ends up happening is there's so much time off at the end. It usually gets pushed into January. But in terms of meetings, for 2 years in a row now, from January 10th to the end of the month, we've done over 40 Zoom consultations with people moving to the area. That's crazy. When in December, we're usually doing about 10 to 15. It's a really slow month because people are in holidays, they're doing their things, right? So it's fascinating. But here in Tampa, it really starts to ramp up. So our home selling season, if you will, is really January through, July. And we really start to taper off. Our kids go back to school the second Monday of August, typically. Which is earlier than some other areas, but I don't know where they go to school. I'd love to know, when do your kids go back to school? What's your home selling season? Let me know in the comments if you're watching this later. Kevin, thanks for hanging tonight. As always, I appreciate that. Guys, if you have more questions or you have specific questions about these types of things, reach out. That's what we're here to do, is help you guys get through this mix. I love presenting this information, and some really cool stuff happening around the area. Like I said, I'll do a quick recap for tonight. You know, we talked about the Trinity Sports Complex that is going to be taking shape up in Pasco County, making Tampa the goal of being called Sports Coast. I love that. So Storyland Studios is trying to put together this 800-acre sports complex, would make it 6 times the size of Disney with it, which I think is awesome. The second thing we had to share this tonight was the huge surf park announcement, and the Peak Surf Park coming to Two Rivers, 6,000-acre development out in Pasco County. Another exciting thing happening out there in Pasco County and Two Rivers. Very, very cool. We also talked about the Winter Village in Tampa. That's downtown. You can go ice skate. You can go do some curling. You can just go hang out and get all the holiday vibes, man. That's really what it's about. The tree, the Tampa tree is down there as well. And it's a really cool, like I said, you hang out on the Riverwalk and just go hang out with friends and family and just really enjoy that time. We also talked about the Rays Stadium deal, which is in absolute jeopardy of falling apart, which is no fun at all. Showed you some of the damages. Here's the video of the wind and how it was ripping through. I mean, the stadium ceiling was built to mimic a sail, right? We're in the bay, but that did not hold up well versus 100 miles an hour sustained winds down in St. Pete during Hurricane Milton. So some pretty interesting times. Like I said, the drop dead date looks like for December 17th for bond approval, but they're calling for December 1st from the stadium development team to say, hey, we're good to go. Otherwise, this deal looks like it might fall apart again, y'all. Again, not looking forward to that. The 30-year fixed rate mortgage is sitting at 6.95% today. I didn't get too far in the weeds of why this is still high, even though interest rates are coming down. And we'll talk about that on a different day. The 30-year FHA is sitting at 6.27. So that's a pretty big spread there, actually. And the 30-year VA is coming in at 6.29. So something to take note of. And last but not least, the median single family home price in the city of Tampa is $497,000. Again, that's Tampa proper. That's not all the cities. We'll do a full breakdown of our Tampa Bay real estate here in the coming weeks. And I'm excited to share that with you guys. Guys, as always, thank you for hanging out with us. We've got some exciting things coming your way with new content, of course. This week's video, this Saturday's video, we're talking about are Tampa's homeowners cursed? And I know it's a very strong, like clickbaity thumbnail, but like I get asked this question a lot. Like, and you see, if you read the comments on my YouTube channel, man, you'd be shocked at like the kind of stuff that people say, which is interesting. So I figured I'd just take that head on and kind of talk about some of those challenges as a Tampa homeowner, because if you're considering moving here, those are the things that you really need to be aware of and watching out for. And if you're local here, these are the things we've been dealing with, but some of them are starting to accelerate and become more and more challenging. So we'll see what happens in the marketplace. We'll see what happens over, a regime change. There's a lot of factors that are happening right now that we don't have control over too. So we'll see what all that looks like. And as always, y'all, if you got more questions, reach out to me and my team. Contact information is down below. It's on the screen. Connect with me on Instagram. That's what the juan.alcalá.realtor is there. Happy to have a conversation over there. But the best way for me to serve you is for us to jump on a Zoom call. That calendar link is down below. You can schedule a time that works best for you. I'll jump on Zoom with you, walk you through the city, and really try to match up what your ideal lifestyle is with the correct community and get you down here, get you to come hang out with us, because here's the one thing I know for sure: you don't have to shovel sunshine, y'all. That is what I know. 6 years in, man, we're celebrating our 6th year on December 2nd. So excited to do that. And I'm going to put Kate on a video here shortly too. So y'all, it was great to hang with you guys this evening. If you don't have any questions, I'm going to kick out and happy to connect with you guys next week. You guys have a great evening. God bless. Take care. See you on the flip side. Sometime.